This is the most exotic keyboard and mouse that I've seen so far. Almost reminds me of the Xenomorphs from Aliens or the Zergs from StarCraft. Oh, that actually makes sense. Sincerely though, I really have to address the eccentric yet appealing design for both the keyboard and mouse. The keyboard, equipped with pudding keycaps and being encased in a twisted array of aluminum with RGB lighting shining through the cavities, grants an attractive look, sporting available themes such as cyberpunk, cyber flare, interstellar silver, and my personal favorite, battle-worn yellow. The mouse, pursuing a similar design, almost looks like a firefly pulsating within the core of its shell, sporting available themes such as stealth black, gunmetal gray, gradient black, transparent black, and battle-worn edition, silver mist. So what kind of features do this keyboard and mouse offer, albeit putting aside the creative aesthetic choice that Gravastar embellishes their products with for a moment here. Starting with Gravastar's Mercury K1 Pro, it features hot swappable speedy mint linear KL switches that have a 45 gram force actuation and 1.2 millimeters of pre-travel. For those who don't know what pre-travel is, it's basically the minimum distance the key must be pressed for the key to respond. Furthermore, the keyboard comes equipped with 5 layers of sound dampening for those who are looking for a silent typing experience. A quick sound test. Oh yeah. A 75% layout for those who are looking for a small form keyboard while still retaining the arrow keys from full-sized keyboards. Tri-connectivity that allows the user to select between a Bluetooth connection, a wired connection via Type-C cable, or a wireless connection that, Gravastar claims, can last up to 470 hours with a single charge, depending on what the user sets for their RGB lighting profile. More about this later. And finally, a volume knob for basic media controls. As for Gravastar's Mercury M2 mouse, it delivers an ambidextrous layout that doesn't discriminate when it comes to those who are left-handed or right-handed. 5 programmable buttons that enables a versatile experience for gamers and creators alike. And similar to the Mercury K1 Pro, this mouse is fitted with tri-connectivity for flexible use. Gravastar claims that the wireless connection lasts up to 50 hours during gaming sessions, more on this later, and the Bluetooth connection lasts up to 82 hours on a 1.5 hour single charge. Once again, all this depending on what the user sets for their RGB lighting profile. Lastly, the PAW3395 sensor provides up to a 650 IPS tracking that can flawlessly track your flicks and swipes across the desk, a standard for contemporary high-end gaming mice, and a 1000 Hz polling rate that gives its users a competitive edge in fast-paced games when using the 2.4 GHz wireless connection of the Mercury M2. Taking a look at the Gravastar software, while the UI isn't glamorous, it has all the essential elements that is needed to manipulate both devices to the user's liking. However, I strongly loathe over the fact that the mouse and keyboard require their own individual software from Gravastar, instead of both devices being under one software. So if there was a reason to stay away from buying this mouse and keyboard, it would be that. Wanting to see if the battery life claims from Gravastar were true, I went ahead and tested it for myself. Both devices were tested using 2.4 GHz wireless connectivity, since this will be the more commonly used connection type in order to achieve low latency gaming. For the lighting, it will set the maximum RGB brightness and maximum speed for the RGB effect that could be prescribed at through the software. For the mouse, I was able to obtain 37 hours of continuous playtime, which I found to be quite impressive. As for the keyboard, even after 12 hours of continuous typing, the indicator on the keyboard showed full battery. So yeah, this keyboard and mouse boast some seriously impressive battery life, and I expect the battery life to excel with the default RGB lighting settings enabled. For those seeking an uncanny, howbeit an exceptional sci-fi look, the Mercury K1 Pro and Mercury M2 from Gravastar may just be for you. I mean, if you don't really fancy yourself the more advanced Hall effect switches that current keyboards are equipped with, such as the ones from Wooting, SteelSeries, or Razer, and are more reminiscent of the extraordinary feel of mechanical switches, or is in need of a gaming mouse that comes furnished with the latest features without breaking the bank, this just might be what you're looking for.